Okay, we will wait for Miss Adlina. Good afternoon, everyone. I am really happy to welcome all of you to our breakout room session. My name is Maini, and I'll be your moderator for today's discussion on human featuring artificial intelligence. Today, we will hear from both Malaysian and Indonesian teacher, Miss Adlina and Mr. Alfajri, as they share their experience on integrating technology into teaching and learning. First, I'd like to greet Mr. Alfajri. Hello, Mr. Alfajri. Mr. Alfajri will be presenting his insight on designing modern learning materials, being creative with Prezi, and adaptive with AI. And next, a warm welcome to Miss Adlina. Hello, Miss Adlina. I hope you're
Hi.
doing okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Miss Adlina will be sharing about empowering students as digital mentors by integrating AI and technological tools in history teaching and learning. So, for the flow of today's session, each speaker will have 15 minutes to present, and then we'll move straight to the next speakers. After that, we have 10 minutes for Q&A. So if you have any question during the presentation, feel free to drop them in the chat box. We'll close the session with a quick photo session and a feedback form, which you can fill in by scanning the QR code I'll show you later. Let's we start to our first speaker, Mr. Alfajri. Please go ahead. Mr. Alfajri.
Hello everyone, good afternoon. I hope uh, the sound is clear because my connection is not stable because of the weather. It's been raining in Jakarta, so uh, I'm sorry if there's a problem with the connection. If any of you have problem with uh, my my voice or the sound, please let me know in the chat box. Okay. So for all, let me share my presentation. Okay. So the focus of this is how you can uh, use AI to create a presentation. And Prezi, as one of the presentation tools that you can use, it's as you can use it as an option, a choice, or a variety that you can use in the classroom. Because uh, in the classroom, students mostly get bored so easily when they got too many things at the same time. So they'll get really bored. So Prezi can become one of your option here. Uh, for our session in here, there's four main activity. The first one is how to start. The second one is how to create a good prompt. The third activity is how to create a good presentation itself. And the fourth activity is a live tutorial. So let's start. You can access Prezi from prezi.com. Even though you need to pay to use it, you can still use part of the feature freely. So after you open the site, prezi.com, create your account, complete the form that given to you from by Prezi, and then you can start by choosing the type of presentation that you want to create, whether it is a presentation, video, or infographic. But let's choose create new, and you can get this kind of option. Start with an idea, start with the document, create from template, and create from scratch. When you choose start with an idea, it's using prompt that you can uh, create to start your presentation. It help you to generate information, generate illustration, and the flow of the presentation with only prompt. But there's also an option that you can choose a document like PPTX, PDF, docs file to convert it into Prezi presentation. So the AI will read your document to create the presentation itself. And then there's also a non-AI option. It's from template and from scratch. When you choose from template, there's several options that you can choose that been provided by Prezi. If you start from scratch, you'll start with a blank page that you can fill it out yourself. And for each account, you will have a certain amount of credit for a free user. And each activity using AI costs you some credit. This is the detail. Maybe you can just take a picture for this or take a note because maybe there will be a change in the future from the price itself. Okay, let's move on to the second activity, a good prompt structure. This is the main thing that I want all of us to learn and pay attention to when making a good prompt, especially in making a presentation. So when you create a prompt, there's a five thing that you need to prepare. The first one is prepare topics. You need to know what topics you teach in the classroom. You need to know the specific topics to the curriculum. You need to prepare that. And second one, choose your target audience. You need to specify which is your target audience. Whether it is a middle schooler or elementary school student, you need to specify your target audience. And then the third one is choose your theme or tone. So the presentation can move toward what you imagine to be presented. For example, you want it to be formal or you want it to be casual, to be exciting, to be interactive, etc., etc. You need to explore the theme and tone it yourself. The fourth one, we need to create the structure of the presentation. What should be the first one? What should be the second one? What should be the third one? The structure will determine how the AI will create the structure for you. So you need to specify that as well. And the fifth one is decide on specific detail. So, for example, if you want to talk about uh, astronomy or the solar system, and you want to create a specific detail about Jupiter, for example, those specific detail need to be added into prompt structure. Let's see here. Okay, there's some reminder. The prompt should be in English because I tried it in Indonesia and it doesn't work as well as in English. So I hope everyone uh, can translate it first before trying to create a prompt. Okay, This is the example that I create. So the first box here is the formula where there's an action verb where I need to ask the AI to create number of frame or slides, whether how long the presentation should be, the purpose of the presentation, the topics that I mentioned before, the topics, the audience, the tone or theme, and list of section or topics. This is the structure of your presentation and then the specific key details. You need to prepare all of this to create a good prompt to in Prezi especially. For example, this one is one example that I create to make a 9-slide presentation about solar system for middle school student, and I want the presentation to be educational and engaging. And I hope the presentation can uh, cover the definition of, I mean, the explanation about the sun, inner planet, outer planet, and specific details, interesting fact about each, and fun fact about Saturn's rings. This is my prompt, for example, like that. Uh, I have tried to create in Indonesia. This is the structure, the prompt structure, even though I have tried it and it doesn't work as well as in English. So maybe you need to prepare the 5 things that I mentioned before before the prompt. It's actually pretty simple, and after you create a prompt, you input it in the Prezi. The Prezi uh, will start generating. After that, Prezi will ask your opinion about the presentation that it create, whether you like it or not, you want to adjust it or not. And after that, you can edit the whole thing, like as if you create a Prezi itself. Okay, let's move on. If any of you have any question, please just leave it in the chat box. The moderator, Miss Maini, will read it out loud for all of us. The third activity is the main factor of the presentation itself. The importance of presentation. So I divide it into 3 parts. Most important, important, and important enough. The most important part is the presentation flow and then delivered information. These two, I will explain it later for deeper definition. Important part is layout and supporting illustration. And important enough is color choice and font choice. These 3 part will contribute you to your presentation and will help your presentation to be more engaging. Okay, first one is the most important, presentation flow and delivered information. In this presentation flow, there's two type of flow that I usually use in my classroom before. The first one is I start with the general ideas, and then I go to the specific. Then my explanation or the discussion go into specific details that I want to focus on. For example, I want to talk about solar system, and then let's talk about sun. Let's talk about the inner planets. Let's talk about the outer planets, and then I want to focus on the rings because it's pretty specific for a solar system. Or you can start something specific. For example, you want to talk about uh maybe mammals. Let's talk about mammals. Mammals as a specific subject. You want to tell your student that mammals not only live in land, there's also mammals who live in the water. Its relation with general. And then I want to talk specifically in general. The, let's talk about whales, for example. Whales is mammals, but live under the ocean. So you can choose whether uh, you want to start from the general ideas, then go narrow it down to specific, or you can start with specific thing and widen it up into specific into general ideas, which you can highlight the specific that in the general. And then next one is delivered information. Most most of time that my student actually present something to me, they copy paste everything from the textbook into the slide. So I want everyone, including me, to remind ourselves that presentation shouldn't be too wordy. Choose the information that we want to convey, and I know it's really boring just to read the whole paragraph from the presentation. So maybe this is the known by many people, but most people uh like confused how to choose the information. And I think this need to practice, and you need to know to have a deep understanding about the topic that you want to convey or deliver. Oh, okay. Next one is layout and supporting illustration. Wait a minute. I think the slide is shifted. I'm sorry. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I think my connection is really bad in here. Oh, okay. Shall we continue?
Yeah, you can continue, Kak.
Yeah. Okay. Where's the last slide that appear before I'm getting cut from the Zoom? Is this the one
No,
or
maybe
this one?
before,
Illustration.
after this.
Oh, okay. This. Okay, this one, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can we continue? Okay, first the layout, yeah. If you have a presentation, you need to care about the layout of the information that you want to convey. For example, important information need to be highlighted. And if there's a flow, you need to show how the flows works and point out the definition and explanation, give illustration that support, and obviously the title of presentation is supposed to be the biggest. In the Prezi, we can use story blocks, which works like a template that help us to create several blocks that can be filled and edited to suit our goals in presentation. So, for example, this table, I choose one of the story. Then later I will show everyone in here how the story block works. And this really helpful for us. If, for example, timeline, if I want to show how the changes in timeline, if I want to show a process, there's also a template for process. If I want to compare and contrast, there's also like data fees or winner loses, where I can compare two things. I will show you later about this story block. Okay, next one is supporting illustration. Illustration need to support what you deliver in the presentation. And most previously I said it's better if the presentation is not too wordy. So replace the word into a picture where you don't need to read, but you understand. The illustration, for example, is a person doing a presentation. There's an illustration about the presentation, not just only word. And it's really helpful because we we are not there because this is AI generated. And I believe this guy is presenting about food without we know the title, without we listen to this guy talking about food. The illustration is really helpful to convey the meaning and definition of the presentation itself. Goes on with the third one. It's about the uh, important enough. Color choice and font choice. When you choose a bad color combination, it's kind of confusing for the audience to see. Maybe some of them even have uh, disabilities to see colors. So I think giving a good color combination will be helpful to convey your presentation and convey your information, including font choice. Let's see here. Color choice. Prezi can provide you a lot of color option in here, and you have to choose. I mean, you can choose default palettes in here. So it's a palette or combination of colors that you can apply to your whole presentation. That will change the whole thing. It's easy, but some of the palettes is not free. You need to pay with the credits. But if you want to create your own palettes, you can. You can do it in here, like choosing the color, choosing the opacity, or even using a color picker in here. And also info at the website that I used to visit to choose a color palette. Usually it's confusing which color shall I use, whether is it good or is it not. So I usually go to here, color hacks, color palettes. There's a combination of color in here, and I can pick and choose which combination that it's suitable for my presentation. And then the font choice, make sure your font choice can be clearly read by the uh, people who listen to your presentation. In this case, your student. Some people love to decorate their presentation to be so beautiful, even the right thing. But some font that they choose is hard to read just because it's looks beautiful. It doesn't mean uh, it's useful to deliver the information. So you can check in here. The Prezi also provide a lot of font, and you can see every single characters in the sentence. The quick brown fox jump over the lazy dogs. So you can pick and choose your font in here as well. All right, that's all the importance of the presentation, the flow, to deliver information, layout, supporting illustration, color choice, and font choice. And then the fourth activity is last tutorial. So I will show you a little bit, like a 5 minute showcase because we don't have a lot of time. I'll just show a quick look about the presentation itself or the place itself. I hope the signal support me. All right. So here are the Prezi. I use my right click to slide or move the screen and left click to choose the item that I want to edit. Okay. Basically, uh, this is a free canvas that you can edit anything. You can put everything in anything. Not like a presentation that you need to create slide by slide. You create the slide in the canvas. So if you press add frame, it will add a box that you can zoom in and zoom out from the canvas. Okay, let me show you the presentation from the prompt before. I actually have made the presentation from the prompt. I think this one. Exploring our solar system. Okay, the picture isn't loaded yet. So this is the result of my prompt before. Let me open it while we wait. We'll see the prompt and we'll compare it to this. So after you create the presentation with Prezi from the AI prompt, you still can edit it. This is the result. You can scroll with to zoom in, edit this text, or even add a new one with this. Add text, we can add another picture, a lot of things in here. We can create shape as a background. This is a shape, if you noticed it. And then I want to show you about the story block. This is a really interesting fact. Function from the Prezi. Interesting function. Let's go to the story block. There's a lot of things in here. Uh, remember the traffic light? I also pick the traffic light from here. See in here. This is the traffic light that I choose before. And you can choose whether which one you want to use. Which one suit your goals? Which one? For example, if you want to compare and contrast, you can choose one of these here. Like funnel, there's a graphic. Even though this is a manual, you don't change the data, but you actually move the graphic itself. Maybe because there's a limit of time in here, I don't have a lot of time to show full tutorial for Prezi, but I hope my session could be very useful and can bring something into your classroom. Maybe that's all for me. I will return it to Maini.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Alfajri, for the insightful presentation. Uh, yeah, maybe we have no time yet. Perhaps we could have a class for especially for this material, ya, Mr. Alfajri. You have shown us how AI prompting can support teachers, creating more engaging presentation. So if any of you have any question, feel free to drop them in the chat box. I'll read them after the next presentation. Now, let's moving on to our next speaker, Mr. Adlina. Mr. Adlina, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss Maini. Okay, so let me share the slide first. Why I can't share that one slide? It's written here, isn't allow sharing for this meeting.
Okay, maybe only the co-host ya, Miss. Um,
Wait, let me ask the host to assign the co-host.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, wait. Can you see my slide already?
Yeah. We can
Okay.
see Miss Adlina.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I will present in bahasa. So, selamat siang, selamat petang semuanya. Jadi tajuk pembentangan saya pada petang ini adalah memperkasakan murid sebagai mentor digital untuk integrasi AI dan alat teknologi dalam PDPC sejarah. Kenapa saya memilih kajian ini, kenapa saya buat program ini adalah kerana hasil daripada beberapa kajian lepas yang menyatakan bahawa pelaksanaan gamifikasi dalam PDP mempunyai hubungan signifikan dengan pelibatan murid. Selain itu, gamifikasi meningkatkan motivasi pembelajaran dan sebagai satu strategi pembelajaran kooperatif di mana pengajaran sesama murid ini dapat meningkatkan pemahaman konsep dan motivasi kerana murid belajar melalui penerangan, perbincangan dan penjelasan aktif dalam kumpulan. Dan juga apabila murid itu diberikan tanggungjawab mengajar rakan yang lain, mereka lebih fokus melakukan pemprosesan maklumat mendalam dan seterusnya mengukuhkan ingatan jangka panjang. Oleh sebab itu, saya melaksanakan mentor digital dalam PDP sejarah dengan sokongan pelbagai aktiviti pembelajaran menggunakan alat digital interaktif dan unsur gamifikasi. So, objektifnya adalah tentulah untuk meningkatkan penglibatan aktif murid dalam PDP sejarah sebab kita memang tahu subjek ini penuh dengan fakta, jadi mungkin agak bosan bagi sesetengah murid lah. Selain daripada itu, untuk mengintegrasikan AI dan juga alat digital dengan berkesan. Seterusnya, membina murid sebagai mentor digital yang mampu membimbing rakan mereka serta memupuk pemikiran critical creativity dan juga kolaborasi. Okay, konsep mentor digital ini saya rujuk kepada murid yang berperanan sebagai pembimbing rakan sebaya yang menggunakan teknologi ataupun alat digital untuk menyokong pembelajaran. Bukan saja mereka membina bahan kandungan pelajaran, tetapi at the same time mereka juga menggunakan platform, pelbagai aplikasi AI dan juga alat digital yang lain yang dapat memudahkan proses PDPC. Ada 4 kompetensi yang diketengahkan melalui konsep mentor digital ini, iaitu create, guide, collaborate, reflect and improve. Okey, ini juga selaras dengan penggunaan model Topik sebab ianya relate dengan teknologi, yang diperkenalkan oleh Mishra dan juga Kohler pada 2006, di mana pengetahuan teknologi iaitu mempercepatkan adaptasi teknologi dalam bilik darjah dan mengurangkan beban guru dalam memberi bimbingan teknikal. Kedua, pengetahuan pedagogi. Untuk meningkatkan pelibatan aktif murid melalui pembelajaran berasaskan rakan sebaya dan pengetahuan kandungan untuk mengukuhkan penguasaan kandungan murid lain melalui penerangan gaya murid ke murid. Jadi model Topik ini untuk relate dengan mentor digital, dengan adanya mentor digital ini, maka melalui technological knowledge, murid menguasai teknologi. Pedagogical knowledge, murid bantu rakan belajar. Contohnya melalui aktiviti cooperative learning, gallery walk dan juga bimbingan menghasilkan nota. And then kita ada content knowledge, di mana murid memahami kandungan itu selaras dengan SK standard kandungan dan juga standard pembelajaran yang harus mereka kuasai. Dan murid membina bahan berdasarkan content knowledge ini. Jadi TPEC ini menjadikan PDP itu lebih interaktif, kolaboratif dan juga berkesan. Okay, bagaimana saya melaksanakan mentor digital ini? Okay, awal tahun sebelum PDP berlangsung, let's say I'm teaching Form 5, jadi the first thing saya buat bengkel. Okay, saya buat bengkel digital bersama murid. So in terms of kandungan, saya akan berkongsi apa itu objektif pembelajaran, apa itu kriteria kejayaan yang harus dicapai oleh murid di dalam kelas itu. Jadi selain itu saya mengajar juga membimbing murid itu untuk membina slide yang interaktif dengan menggunakan Slides Go, Canva dan juga pelbagai apps AI yang lain. Sekarang ni kita dah senang dah. Okay, untuk terus pilih, masukkan je fakta dan tekan enter and then they can create your slide. Right, okay. And then penggunaan AI dalam menghasilkan infografik. Contohnya kita ada napkin AI untuk bantu menghasilkan nota yang membentuk peta minda. Okay, dan juga bagaimana untuk menghasilkan video. So the simple one is adalah dengan menggunakan Canva. Okay, and then saya juga mengajar murid untuk bagaimana menulis prompt dengan menggunakan ChatGPT. Okey, seterusnya selain daripada konten, okay, bengkel ini juga saya membantu murid untuk bagaimana untuk membina soalan bagi tujuan penilaian dan pentaksiran. Okey, jadi murid berpeluang untuk menghasilkan soalan mereka sendiri dengan menghasilkan kuis dalam talian. Dan mereka juga diajar supaya soalan yang dibina itu tidak terlalu ke sana sini. Okey, di mana ia bermula dengan soalan aras rendah sehingga kelak pemikiran soalan aras tinggi. Dan juga mereka juga dibantu untuk membina soalan yang mudah, okay, dengan menggunakan 5W1H itu. What, when, where, how, why. Okay, and then saya juga perkenalkan pelbagai quiz online as simple as playground, Kahoot, word wall. Okay, the simple one. But of course mereka boleh explore lebih daripada itulah. Okay, tapi itu adalah antara quiz online yang minimum yang mereka boleh explore, yang saya perkenalkan juga, okay, kepada mereka dalam bengkel digital itu. And then seterusnya adalah perancangan PDP. Okay, murid diajar bagaimana untuk mengatur PDP itu sama ada yang dengan menggunakan Google Meet untuk version online ataupun version offline. Okay, di mana gallery walk. Okay, saya ajar mereka menggunakan Padlet di mana mereka akan berkongsi bahan ataupun menjawab soalan dan murid akan diajar bagaimana untuk memberi feedback kepada jawapan yang diberikan oleh rakan mereka pada Padlet tersebut. Dan seterusnya, peranan mentor digital turut diperkasakan dalam perancangan PDP ini untuk memastikan slide tadi yang mereka telah bina itu sangat bagus. Okay, di mana bermula dengan perkongsian objektif pembelajaran dan kriteria kejayaan sehinggalah berakhir dengan penilaian dan pentaksiran. Okey. Sebelum kelas bermula, di hujung sesi kelas itu, of course cikgu itu saya akan kongsikan apa next topik yang akan dipelajari. Jadi, saya juga akan kongsikan apa objektif pembelajaran dan kriteria kejayaan yang akan mereka capai dalam PDP seterusnya. Jadi berdasarkan makluman topik pembelajaran dan juga perkongsian objektif pembelajaran dan kriteria kejayaan ini, maka murid itu tadi, mentor digital itu tadi merancang bahan dan soalan kuis. Okey. Semua murid perlu merancang bahan dan menghasilkan soalan. Okey, tidak ada pembahagian mengikut topik. Setakat ini sampai tahap ini dia belum. Okey. Tetapi semasa PDP itu berlangsung, bagaimana kita nak pastikan semua orang berpeluang untuk menjadi mentor digital? Okey, murid membentang dalam kumpulan yang kecil, di mana murid dibahagikan dalam tempoh mengikut sistem nombor. Okey, kalau ada 9 group, so kiralah 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then they move to the small group. Kalau ada 9 group tadi, okay, group 1 sit here, group 2 sini, group 3 sana. Okay, so and then in a small group, okay, barulah mereka mengagihkan topik sesama sendiri. Kan ada pecahan kan? So they can divide it among themselves after that. Okay, and then penerangan diberikan dalam kumpulan kecil dan sesi soal jawab turut berlangsung. Dan di sinilah juga mereka menggunakan kuis tadi sementara menunggu kumpulan lain habis membentang. So dekat sinilah mereka kongsikan apa kuis yang telah mereka hasilkan tadi. Okay. Of course, sebagai guru yang menjadi facilitator dalam kelas itu, di mana kita membentuk murid yang menjadi pembelajar aktif, maka tugas guru adalah untuk menghubungkan fakta yang telah murid kongsikan sesama sendiri tadi dengan standard pembelajaran yang mereka perlu capai dan juga standard kandungan yang perlu mereka kuasai. Jadi, cikgu juga berperanan penting untuk memberi soalan sebagai pentaksiran akhir untuk melihat sejauh mana pemahaman murid melalui pembentangan oleh mentor digital itu tadi. Jadi selepas PDP sejarah berlangsung, maka refleksi dilakukan. Okey, guru mendapatkan maklum balas tentang aktiviti hari itu dan apa penambahbaikan yang boleh mereka lakukan untuk the next presentation. So, murid juga berpeluang untuk share apa aplikasi baru yang mereka jumpa pada hari itu dan ini membolehkan mereka memvariasikan aplikasi PDP dan juga guru menekankan etika penggunaan AI bagi setiap kali sesi refleksi ini dilakukan. Dan refleksi ini biasanya kalau tak sempat buat masa kelas, saya akan GM lah bersama murid tersebut. Okey, ini adalah contoh maklum balas daripada murid saya.
Di dalam kelas dengan Teacher Adlina, saya dapat mempelajari cara menghasilkan slide yang interaktif, yang berimpak tetapi menarik untuk dikongsi bersama rakan sekelas.
Dalam kelas sejarah bersama Teacher Adlina, saya pun mempelajari cara menghasilkan slide yang berimpak, interaktif dan juga menarik untuk dikongsi bersama rakan saya. Selama ini saya hanya menggunakan slide yang ringkas dan kurang elemen visual. Tetapi melalui tunjuk ajar Teacher Adlina, saya mula memahami kepentingan susun atau slide yang kemas, pemilihan warna yang sesuai, penggunaan grafik, serta kandungan yang mudah difahami. Saya juga belajar bahawa slide yang berkesan bukan sekadar memaparkan teks panjang, tetapi sebaliknya perlu menyampaikan ide utama secara jelas dan padat. Saya itu aktiviti yang dijalankan dalam kelas membantu saya menjadi lebih yakin untuk membentang di hadapan rakan-rakan. Saya turut mempelajari cara menyusun isi pembentangan mengikut urutan yang logik supaya pendengar dapat memahami topik yang dengan lebih mudah.
Hello, my name is Shulis Mikael and I'm one of the digital mentors in my history class. Through this role, I've learned how technology can completely transform the way we learn. Using tools like Canva and simple video editing apps, I can now create my own teaching materials, from slides to interactive videos. These make our lessons more engaging, visually appealing, and easier to understand compared to the traditional textbook approach. One of the most meaningful things our teacher introduced is the student-teach-student method. Instead of always depending on the teacher, we as students take the lead in explaining topics to our classmates. We believe that sometimes students understand better when the explanation comes from someone their own age, who thinks and learn in a similar way. The age gap between students and teachers can make it harder for certain messages, especially in factual subjects like history, to fully connect. By teaching each other, we learn to communicate clearly, stay confident, and support one another. Combining this method with digital tools has made our history lessons more modern, interactive, and relatable. Overall, being a digital mentor has helped me grow in creativity, leadership, and teamwork. Thank you.
Okey, refleksi dan cabaran dalam melaksanakan mentor digital ini yang pertama of course jurang kemahiran digital dalam kalangan murid tetapi telah ditangani melalui bengkel yang telah dilaksanakan bersama murid. Okay, yang kedua adalah akses peranti dan internet. Okey, untuk yang ini oleh kerana kami berada di kawasan luar bandar, terdapat juga murid yang tidak mempunyai peranti. Jadi, apa yang kami lakukan adalah mereka boleh meminjam daripada unit ICT di sekolah. Okey, sebab biasanya adalah untuk tingkatan 5 lah. Okey, seterusnya adalah kebergantungan berlebihan kepada AI di mana saya turut menekankan setiap kali refleksi tadi untuk remind semula murid bagaimana supaya tidak terlalu AI itu tidak mengeksploitasi pemikiran murid dalam menghasilkan slide dan juga bahan PDP tersebut. Seterusnya adalah pengurusan kelas dan masa PDPC. Okey, kadang-kadang mungkin ada certain masa yang tidak sesuai untuk menjalankan aktiviti ini, tetapi untuk cover benda ini kami laksanakan secara online. Okey, dengan menggunakan Google Meet dan juga boleh recording. Okey, di mana murid akan berpecah seperti yang kita lakukan sekarang, iaitu menerusi breakout room. So, impak kepada pendidik adalah yang pertama, aktiviti ini sangat sesuai untuk semua subjek, di mana murid dilibatkan sebagai pembelajar aktif dan apa yang pasti, AI itu harus dijadikan sebagai alat tetapi bukan pengganti seseorang guru. Okey, jadi ini sahaja perkongsian yang dapat saya lakukan pada petang ini. So,
Thank you, Miss Adlina,
yeah.
for the amazing presentation.
Thank you.
It's a great reminder, yeah, that technology, when used wisely, so student can learn more effectively and become more creative, yeah, with wide variety of the tools that Miss Adlina taught us.
Okay, thank you.
We will now move on to a Q&A session. If you have any question, feel free to raise your hand so you can ask and speak to our speakers directly. Or maybe in the chat box. Okay, I have some question in chat box, direct message from me, for Miss Adlina. Miss Adlina, have you seen a difference in student confidence after being given a mentor responsibility for variety students?
Yes, of course. Okay. Semasa melaksanakan aktiviti ini, okay, before we start the lesson, kalau suruh present di depan, memang nampak mereka tak mahu. Okay, kurang confident. But then, when they start within the small group, okay, mereka yakin. Walaupun dia tak tahu dia akan duduk dengan siapa, but from time to time, now, like my first pioneer group kan, okay, now they are in Form 5. So, I can see how they develop, within 5 years from someone like, sangat pendiam. Okay, so ini adalah cohort yang terlibat dengan COVID. Okay, and then my Form 4 student, which I start also this year, memang nampak beza. Okay, selepas 10 bulan ataupun beberapa bulan lah, okay, selepas menggunakan aktiviti ini nampak sangat berbeza dan murid lebih menguasai kandungan pembelajaran sebenarnya.
Okay, thank you, Miss.
Bye.
Another question for Miss Adlina. Miss Adlina, do you have a list of different tools along the pros and contrast, the tools Miss Adlina use for in the class? Maybe because it will be very interesting to see, especially if we can switch between various tools, like maybe the list, so our audience can choose what different tools that Miss Adlina said before.
Okay. In terms of slides, maybe because Canva is popular, right? But at the same time, we have different other tools that we can explore. Okay, we can use the template that we have in Slides Go. Okay, or what do we like Prezi, like our presenter just now I've shared,
Prezi,
right? So they can try and explore which one they like. Okay, and then within quiz, of course, online we have a lot of version. Rather than using Wayground, we can explore other games also. Okay, not only Wayground, Kahoot, and then Wordwall. I believe that all the teachers here also have been explored all the online games lah, I think. But you have to choose according your subject. That's very important.
According the class situation.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any question from all of you guys? Okay, there is one question for Mr. Alfajri. Mr. Alfajri is still here. Okay, Miss Alfajri.
Yes.
If we almost use Prezi and AI, is it okay if most of the learning materials are created using AI? Will the result become too generic, or can we use make by their own, not just the template maybe they said.
Oh, sure. Uh, when the result from the AI, it actually pretty general. Even though you have complete the prompt that as instructed before, it usually just give you the general ideas of the material. So you can edit it, you can add your own, and uh, you can even create AI generated image inside the Prezi, but it will cost you the credit from the Prezi. So use it wisely. If you run out of the credit, you can just create a new account. So uh, it actually pretty useful, the Prezi itself. That's my answer.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Alfajri. Unfortunately, our time is up. So we'll be closing with a quick photo session. May all of you turn on your camera.
Yep.
Okay, that's all. Okay, I just take it who is on. Okay, you may smile. One, two, smile. Okay, before you leave, I will share the QR code that I said before for the attendance. You may feel, you may capture. Okay, yep.
Kita harus melihat bahwa di suatu dampak positif ada dampak negatifnya juga. Dari dampak negatif inilah yang perlu sama-sama kita tanggulangi ya. Dan tadi ditutup dengan sangat indah sekali oleh Mr. Kisno. Apakah AI bisa menggantikan guru? Atau guru seperti apa nih yang bisa digantikan oleh AI? Seperti itu. Nah itu benar-benar kembali ke refleksi pribadi kita. Karena kalau Pak Kisno tadi bertanya, saya langsung jawabannya, oh AI tidak bisa menggantikan guru. Tapi muncul pertanyaan yang kedua, saya kembali berefleksi, kita sama-sama berefleksi. AI, guru seperti apa yang akan digantikan oleh AI ini? Apakah mereka yang mau belajar dengan kemajuan zaman yang juga terus berkembang, atau guru yang berhenti sampai di sini saja? Oke, terima kasih sekali lagi kepada Mr. Akid dan juga Mr. Kisno untuk pemaparan materi yang sangat menginspirasi. Nah, karena teman-teman juga sudah kembali ke main room, saya juga akan mengembalikan sesi ini kepada Ibu Kusno. Ibu Kusno.
Okay, thank you, Ibu Lily, Pak Wisno, and others. But we're still waiting for the other participants from the breakout rooms. Okay? Maybe I have like about 2 minutes to wait for the participant. Okay. Okay, so thank you so much, everyone. I believe you already coming back from the breakout room, and then I believe that you are having a very inspiring sessions, yeah, in the breakout room. So before I spend sometimes to visit some the breakout room, and then to get the conclusions about the session of today, and then now we are going to reflect on all today's sessions. And based on my conclusions, everyone, that we agree that AI exists is not to replace a teacher, but is to help us, to support us. And all sessions also explain how to implement AI in the classroom learning, examine its strengths and weaknesses, and also explore how to maximize its benefit. Based on the discussion in the breakout room, I categorize two classes for AI that we have been discussed before. The first is about AI tools to support learning activities. There are various kind of AI tools to support learning activities. But from the presentation before, they are presenting about how Prezi help us to support the learning activities, Google Flow, Canva AI design, and other things. And then the second class I recognize that there are some ways to integrate AI into the curriculum, such as coming from the leadership, designing curriculum integrated with AI, implementing computational thinking, and then AI implementation with the etiquette itself. And then the interesting thing, one of the presenters says that there is a club or there is a class for improving the digital things called as Bengkel Digital. So I believe all of them are really impacted our teaching and learning process, and also to support the innovations of the teaching and learning process, everyone. Thank you so much, Bapak Ibu. Before we go to the last sessions, yeah, I would like to invite like two participants to share your thoughts and experiences from the session in the breakout room before. So I'm sorry, it's only like two participants because we are running out of time. So maybe is there anyone who would like to share your experience and thoughts in the breakout room? Is there any? You can click raise hand and share about your feeling, about your thoughts and experience in the breakout room. Okay. Okay. Maybe I can choose like one of you or two of you to share about your thoughts, yeah, and experience. Maybe one from the moderator and then one from the speaker. Maybe one from the moderator, I can ask. Okay, here there is. Okay, Bu Aisyah, are you there, Bu Aisyah? Hello, Ibu Aisyah, you're there as the moderator in room 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Miss Husnul.
Okay, so Ibu Aisyah, can you share your thoughts regarding the participants' presentation before in the breakout room 2?
Okay, so in breakout room 2, there are several ideas and also sharing session with the participants, mainly focusing on the Canva AI and also the use of unplugged coding in teaching and learning. So, may I speak in bahasa also ya, Miss ya? Jadi memang saat presentasi tadi, presenter dari Malaysia maupun Indonesia berkolaborasi untuk menjelaskan bagaimana penggunaan teknologi itu sendiri dari tingkat dasar hingga tingkat SMA gitu. Tadi kita juga sempat membahas apakah kurikulum coding ini digunakan dari tingkat dasar atau tidak gitu ya sampai ke tingkat SMA. Jadi seperti itu untuk uh, sedikit mengenai room kedua.
Okay, thank you, Ibu Aisyah, for sharing the experience in the breakout room 2. Now, I would like to hear the experience and thoughts and also feeling, if you would like to express your feeling in the breakout room before. Maybe I can ask Tuan Syahril from room 1. Can you share your experience, feeling, or thoughts, please?
Thank you, Bu Snow, for my sharing today. I think this is the good platform to share about the how we use, but me focus on leadership lebih kepada kepimpinan because I'm a kepala sekolah ataupun guru besar, headmaster. Jadi saya lebih buat perkongsian berkaitan dengan leadership, bagaimana membudayakan digital dan juga AI di sekolah dalam tempoh masa 4 tahun untuk membina pembudayaan tersebut. Dan apabila buat perkongsian dan juga saya juga mendapat perkongsian daripada Ibu Yuni, dan situ saya nampak ada perkongsian yang menarik untuk diambil untuk buat penambahbaikan dan juga dipakai di sekolah. Jadi ini adalah platform yang sangat baik untuk terus kami dapat perbaiki penggunaan digital khususnya dan juga AI dalam tempoh masa yang akan datang untuk daripada pengusaha-pengusaha yang ada ini. Terima kasih banyak-banyak atas peluang yang diberikan.
Sama-sama, Tuan Syahril. Thank you very much. And I have a quote from one of the participants today. Thank you very much. Is it from Hemalta from Yayasan Amir? Puan Hemalta, yeah. Thank you so much for the quotes. It's a very beautiful quote. She said that AI is here to stay and flourish. As teachers, our soft skills and touch are more valuable than AI per se. Okay, so we wouldn't be replaced, everyone. Still, we are still valuable, and I will help us and support us. Thank you very much for your time and participation, everyone. Unfortunately, we have now come to the end of the Global Exchange Forum 2025. And then the host now will distribute to get the certificate and complete the attendance are included in the feedback form. Maybe the host can share the feedback form. Okay, so by clicking this feedback form, everyone, you will complete the attendance. You will also able to complete the feedback, and for sure, you can get your certificate. Yeah, so if you would like to get your certificate, please complete this feedback form first. So I'll give you 2 minutes to complete this attendance form. A minute left to complete the attendance form. Everyone, please.